your host, Michael Redding, and the co-host, Matt Parasini. It's showtime!
Well, good afternoon, everybody. I'm Michael Redding.
Parasini, hi guys.
Well, folks, I want to make one quick announcement here. You'll notice there's been a new page posted on our original page. We're having trouble with it. We hope this is live. It looks like we're live. We've got a backup page. Everything we post with context, with message words on it, it will not post. So anything with a video, it'll allow it. Anything else, it won't. So be sure to like both pages. Another quick announcement. I did make a quick video last week. If you've got a business of any kind, for $50, you'll get 2 months free from March 20th to May 20th. All that money goes to the BlackRock karting track purse. Doesn't go to us. It goes to the track. I'm trying to do everything I can to help build that purse up for our race on April 5th and 6th. Other than that, welcome to the show. We hope you enjoy it.
Yeah, make sure you guys follow that other page. Unfortunately, Michael's having some issues with some scammers trying to basically sync his page, which is unfortunate. So, anything you guys could do to help us out there to try to get the word out saying that yes, this is the announcer Mike's page would be. Anyway, all right, boys. Sorry, we missed last week. I had something come up that took a lot of my attention away from being able to come do this last week, but everything's all sorted out now. So we are got two races to review. We're going to start with Phoenix. First, Phoenix recap. Christopher Bell wins by largest margin of victory in the next-gen era in dominating fashion. Did not realize that his win was the biggest margin of victory in the next-gen era.
How big was it?
I think it was like 6 seconds, 6.5 seconds or something.
Dang, I didn't even realize he'd won that, but by that large of a margin.
Last part of that race, he just, man, he had a rocket ship. Everybody else, like there was him, and then there was the rest of the field. So, to me, watching the race, everything like that, Michael, I don't know what you thought, but
I didn't like it.
They gained on it slightly, I'd say, but to me, that was just another typical Phoenix race, another snooze fest. I mean, that track, I'm telling you, probably just, the worst place we could have the championship.
That's what. Excuse me. That's what I was just getting to, and just think this is where we're going to settle a championship at.
Again. Now, it's NASCAR. If you are listening to us, I mean, Wayne, I know it's only the two of us, and we're not real big names or anything like that. But I think when we speak with the fan base, it's time to put it at a different track. I don't care if you go back to Homestead, whatever. Maybe we got to go to Bristol after what we saw on Sunday, but it's got to go somewhere. It's got to go somewhere else. It has to go somewhere else. But will say, I did look at the metrics and everything like that. There was more green flag passing throughout the field. I think they gained on it a little bit, but there's a long way to go. And I will say after that race, and I'm sure, Michael, you were paying attention to, the horsepower cries were coming fast.
Yes, big time. Yes.
They were coming fast and furious. And all of a sudden, remember how we had NASCAR claiming that the engine manufacturers, the engine guys, it would cost way too much money to put more horsepower in and everything like that. And after that race, they all said we could go back to 900 horsepower tomorrow, and it wouldn't cost us a dime. Wouldn't hardly cost us a dime.
I don't know. I'd like to see something change for sure.
This car to me has so much drag and so much difference, so much more grip and everything like that. As far as I'm concerned, especially on the short tracks, I get it on the intermediates because they can't be going 210 mile an hour in the corner. But at the short tracks, man, take that tapered spacer off and let her buck.
Yeah, I agree.
Let her buck.
I don't.
I think that's what needs to happen.
I'm not smart enough to know all the ins and outs of it, but I wonder what else they could do to, I don't know, change this racing. Willie says horsepower
Yeah, I
would.
see that.
Oh, sorry.
There we go.
Scare Honda. I don't care if Honda comes into NASCAR. To be truthful, I really don't care.
You know what? Let's be honest. I don't think it's going to matter. If they go back up to 900 horsepower, which I think they could easily do and everything like that, at the end of the day, they're all going to be making major. All three manufacturers that are currently in NASCAR are going to be having to make major changes because they've already basically said, come 25, 26, there's going to be a hybrid portion built into this race car. So if they're bringing in hybrid anyway, what's the difference? They're all going to have to redo their powertrains anyway.
And I can't even fathom once the electric stuff comes into the cup, or all three series at that.
I don't know
That'll
how
probably be when I quit watching.
I don't know how it's going to work because it's, you think of how the hybrid system works on the IMSA cars and everything like that. It works because they have multiple braking events per lap on road courses and stuff like that. You go to ovals, you go to Vegas, you hardly even touch the brakes. Like where is the regenerative braking? Like you're going to lose the electric horsepower on the ovals because there's going to be no chance for the system to recoup.
Willie, if we keep voting for Democrat, it will. And I don't mean to bring politics in it, but you know it as well as I do. We keep voting Democrat, it's going to be.
I agree, Willie. It's never going full electric, but the problem is that even a hybrid system, the way that the hybrid systems are built, because I'm fairly certain they're looking at an IMSA system, right? Because NASCAR owns IMSA. Probably looking at something similar to that. System still, the electric starts to supplement the internal combustion power. So don't let the door hit you on the way out. All right. Well, I think
let me ask you. So you're on Willie's side. You don't think it'll fully go full electric?
no, it'll never go full electric. Never. No, it won't. It won't. It will never go full electric. If it goes full electric, I mean, I agree with you. That'll be the death nail in NASCAR. 100%. I don't think it'll go full electric ever. So. Oh, apparently I may have aggravated. I got some bacon here. Anyway, we're gonna move on to the Xfinity from Phoenix. Chandler Smith got his
first win of the year.
Yeah, he got his first win of the year. This is not. There we go. It's in the ticker. I don't know why it's in the ticker, but it's in the ticker.
What's that?
Hang on here. We're gonna do that. There, fixed. Chandler Smith gets first win of the season after Allgaier blows tire. He was gonna win that race. 7 laps to go, and the left rear goes down. Ugh.
But to Chandler's defense, he was the dominant car most of the race until he caused the big pileup.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. But I mean, Allgaier had that race in the bag.
Oh, for sure.
Oh, he had it in the bag. So, other than that, though, it was a fairly typical Xfinity race. Other than the big wreck hitting in turn 3, I think that was kind of like, but surprise, John Hunter Nemechek was in it. Ooh, shocker. So I don't know. I don't have a lot of thoughts. Again, Phoenix, has never, as far as I've ever remembered, put on good racing. I will say, I think the old track configuration that they had back day, pre this goofy thing that they did now, I think put on better racing than what they've got now.
I agree with you on that. I would say in the early 90s, that was probably the best it was ever going to be. And from that point on, more the different generations of cars, the worse it got. Then they changed the configuration, and it still ain't changed.
It's rough. It's just rough. NASCAR, please, like, move it to another track. Hey, comments, since we got 3 of you guys watching. Where do you guys want to see the championship race move to? I'd like to see some thoughts there. I personally, myself, this race car, you know what? Just because of how the races have been at this track, I'd actually like to see it go back to the home state. I'd like to see it go to Charlotte on the oval.
Well, okay, I've got a different range of view on this. If you fix the short track package,
well, we got to go with what we got now, and it ain't fixed.
If we go to Martinsville and it's worth a darn, I would love for the championship race to be at Martinsville.
Oh yeah, it'd be great. But right now, I mean, I'm afraid from what I saw at Phoenix, we might have another.
And you're gonna, I know they're gonna disagree with me, and you're gonna disagree. I would go back to Atlanta.
Yeah, Atlanta. No, I wouldn't disagree with you there. Atlanta put on one heck of a race.
And
it'd be a wild championship race. Whew. Willie saying Homestead, and I'd agree, but I would also say the last couple races of Homestead have been stinkers.
I like the old formation of Homestead when it had 4 corners, and it was a lot like Indy.
Well, that was a long time ago when it had that.
Yeah,
that configuration. So
I love that.
I think Homestead. I think the problem with Homestead is that I think we're starting to get into Atlanta territory. And what I mean by that is pavement's getting too wore out again. Now they're literally, you don't see, like 1 or 2 laps after they drop the green flag for a restart. They can run the bottom, and like as soon as those tires wear out, those 1 or 2 laps, they're all right against the fence.
Yep.
Homestead might be time for a repave. I know I'm going to get flack for that one, but it might be time to repave it because, I mean, you know what? You guys said don't repave Atlanta, and well.
Let's end this debate. Let's go to Daytona and end it.
Start and end at Daytona. There you go.
Well, I'll give you the top 10 from Phoenix. Christopher Bell. Coming home second was Chris Buescher. Ty Gibbs third. Brad Keselowski fourth. Ryan Blaney fifth. Ross Chastain was sixth. Seventh was Martin Truex. Eighth was Michael McDowell. Ninth was Chase Briscoe. And 10th was Tyler Reddick.
One Chevy in the top 10.
Your top 10 Xfinity from Phoenix. Chandler Smith picking up the win. Jesse Love second. Sheldon Creed third. Austin Hill fourth. Cole Custer fifth. SVG sixth. Brandon Jones seventh. Parker Kligerman eighth. Sammy Smith ninth. And Anthony Alfredo rounded out your top 10. You know what, Willie? Where was Jones at? If you want to, you're the one that started the karma train, and you got the karma instantly.
Yeah, Legato ended up on the record again. He's your boy's having a rough season there, buddy.
That'd be all right.
I like this one. Darlington's put on.
Now, is he wanting Darlington because Jones runs good there?
Jones ain't making the playoffs. We've already had this discussion. We're not have to worry about him. Anyway, we're gonna move on to more current events. Bristol Cup recap. Denny Hamlin proves experience pays off as he wins at Bristol again. But the biggest story about the whole thing, tire management. Tires wearing to the cords in 50 laps. Best Bristol race in years.
Well, probably talking about Jones. Jones is 22 points. No, Jones ain't 22nd points. We'll go over that in a little bit. Simmer down, children.
Yeah, we got there. Willie's commenting. Anyway, Michael, what did you think of what the deal with the tires was on Sunday?
If they could have ran hard the whole race, that'd have been great. But when you're slowing the pace down to a crawl like they were, it's not worth it. It wasn't that great of a race for me to watch. Granted, I didn't watch it, but I did go back and revisit some areas. That's not the best race.
It was wild how guys were running like 3 seconds faster a lap. It was unbelievable. I like, to me, it's like, I think we're on to something when it comes to the tire fall off deal. But the problem is that we need that 2 to 3 second fall off over a full fuel run. And I know Willie said it before, so I'm going to give him props for this. You got to take tire sets away to make these guys have to burn the fuel off.
Yeah, but if they didn't give them an extra set, then none of them was going to finish.
Well, like I said, this weekend, boys, as far as I'm concerned, we went way too much to the other end of the spectrum. Like, we went too far the other way. We need to get that 2 to 3 second a lap fall off, but it's like we need to be losing 3 seconds a lap, and the fuel tank's got to be empty.
I like what Ryan Blaney said afterwards. This is what happens when you show up with something that's untested.
Apparently,
luckily, it was Bristol.
It was tested.
Oh, well, I just going by what Blaney said, is it wasn't a tested tire.
Well, what they're saying is this tire was the same tire that they ran in the fall last year at Bristol. It's exactly the same tire they ran. So Goodyear can't figure out what changed. The only difference that they could figure out was that instead of running the PJ1 on the bottom line, they ran the resin.
And I'll go back to this since I've been saying it even on our last show. Do away with that crap.
Oh, I agree. But I will say at Bristol,
race on the surface it's giving you, not some artificial.
I will say, though, at Bristol, it did help the racing, though, right? Because otherwise, it was like within 50 laps, they're all up against the fence. And the thing is that, and everybody will say, well, yeah, Bristol used to be single groove, even when it was the 36-degree bank and everything like that. But there was a big difference. Bristol, when it had the 36 degrees of bank and everybody was on the bottom of the racetrack, and you could root a guy out of the way to pass him. When everybody's running the fence, where do you move him? How do you get him out of the way?
Bumper.
You're going to hit him, and he's going to go into the fence in front of you. You can't root a guy out of the way if you're all running up against the fence. So it's like they can figure out a way to make it where they're all running the bottom again. Make it like old Bristol. I'd say it'd be a lot better. And because of how the tires were wearing on Sunday, it did look a lot like old Bristol because they were all having to run the bottom. But the tire wear was way too extreme. Way too extreme.
And you know, Denny, with the trouble with having the tire, he had that trouble early. Smacked the wall. He got fortunate he didn't break a toe link. And that's something that I would like to see changed on these cars. Get rid of that design. It's costing too many people races.
Yeah, I'm a little bitter at Christopher Bell and Joey Logano at the moment, but hey,
What? No, it wasn't Joey. Joey was just wrong place, wrong time.
which car hit the 24?
Well, because the 20 dove in there on the 22.
God damn! If it isn't the 20 car wrecking freaking the 24, it's the 22. I mean, it's take
I
your pick.
just figured the 24 got in the 22's way again. That's the only thing I thought of could have happened.
No,
Joey
it wasn't
landed the
that.
back, banged on that back bumper, and Willie couldn't hang on to it.
Uh-huh. So anyway, yeah. I mean, Willie said it here, and that's what I said too, right? It looked like old Bristol on Sunday. And I think that's what people really liked about it, is that it looked like old Bristol. But again, got to get that tire management. We can't be wearing out a set of tires for 50 laps. Even if they're running 3 seconds a lap slower, they can't wear out a set of tires in 50 laps.
Yeah, and it being a 500 lap race.
You can't wear out a set of tires every 50 laps. I mean, they've got to have tires that, you know what, if they go down to the cords and they got 180 laps on the tires because the tank's empty, well, guess what? Then we hit it on the head, right? But in 50 laps, it's like, no, can't do it. Anyway, moving on. Trucks. Eckes wins over Busch. And I can't figure it out because the trucks had no issues with tires. It was laying rubber, was doing everything it was supposed to do.
Did I hit something?
You must have clicked on Willie's comment there.
Sorry about that. Hit the space bar button and it propped it up.
So, I don't know. Bristol trucks, to me, looked like a typical Bristol race. Didn't see a lot of difference.
I like how they kind of took Kyle Busch to the woodshed there at the end.
They did.
They played his game.
Yep.
Eckes was using the air for, to mess Busch up, like Busch would have done Eckes if the roles were reversed.
I agree with that. So, yeah, I mean, I didn't notice a lot different. I think, Kyle Busch, I think they fell behind on the, what do they always say, right? Falling behind on the adjustments, right? And I think that's what ended up happening, is Crucci fell behind on the adjustments and truck went away on him. So anyway,
and speaking of old Bristol, I think we got the old Kyle Busch back this weekend too.
He was a little grouchy this weekend. He was really grouchy about the tires.
He didn't talk to nobody after the Cup race. He got out of the car, went through the tunnel, and went home.
Yep, he was gone. All right, Michael, you can do the points recaps, I guess.
All right. Well, from Bristol, it was Denny Hamlin, Martin Truex, Brad Keselowski third, Alex Bowman fourth, Kyle Larson fifth, John Hunter sixth, Chris Buescher seventh, Chase Elliott eighth, Ty Gibbs ninth, and Christopher Bell 10th. Your top 10 for the trucks: Christian Eckes won the race, Kyle Busch second, Zane Smith third, Matt Crafton fourth, Tyler Ankerman fifth, Corey Haim sixth, Taylor Gray seventh, Rajah Caruth wound out in the 8th spot, Grant Enfinger 9th, and Lane Riggs rounded out your top 10.
All right. Guess we'll do the points recap now for Cup.
For the Cup, Kyle Larson is tied with Martin Truex. Third is Ty Gibbs, 7 back. Ryan Blaney 4th, 8 back. Denny Hamlin 5th, 12 back. Chase Elliott 6th, 26 points back. 7th is Ross Chastain, 34 back. Christopher Bell's 8th, 40 back. Tyler Reddick 9th, 48 back. William Byron 10th, 49 back. 11th is Daniel Suarez, 52 back. Alex Bowman 12th, 53 points back. Brad K is 13th, 60 points back. Chris Busher's 14th, 61 back, tied with John Hunter. And Kyle Busch rounds out your top 16, 63 back. On the outside looking in, 17th is McDowell, 12 points behind Busch. Bubba Wallace, 18th, 15 points behind Busch. Chase Briscoe, 19th, 15 points from Busch. And Eric Jones is 21 points back behind Busch in 20th.
And interesting. So, of our little chat that you, me, and Willie have, I'm the only guy with my guy in the playoffs. You better show up here soon.
We will. We still got Talladega right around the corner.
I was thinking the same thing. I didn't hear no Joey Logano.
It's all right. Get them smart ass comments in. Punch me while you can, because it's fixing to go downhill for you.
Well, we can punch you here in a hurry. We can punch you here real quick, though.
Damn.
All right, NASCAR Fantasy Review, Phoenix and Bristol. Oh man.
Yeah. Let's see here. We'll go to the Phoenix race. If I can get it to pull up. Okay, Phoenix. Phoenix was, that's overall points. Race results. League. No, that was right. Well, after Phoenix, Matt was the leader. Second was Willie. Third was myself. Fourth is Daniel. Fifth was Jeremy Klein. Sixth was Dirt Buster, tied with Keith. And then Jerry Klein rounded out your top 8. After Bristol, okay, this was the win. So Matt did win Phoenix, sorry. Bristol, Keith won. Daniel come home second. Matt was third. I was fourth. Dirt Buster was fifth. Sixth was Jeremy Klein. Seventh was Jerry Klein. I don't know where Willie was at. Oh yeah, there he is. Last place, 8th. And then your points.
Oh, hang on here. Here it is, right there.
Forgot to set a lineup. But your points leader is Matt, 876 to Jeremy Klein's 852. Daniel Hauser, third, 847. Dirt Buster, fourth, 814. I'm fifth, 811. Willie, sixth, 780. Keith is seventh at 779. And Jerry is eighth at 562. Of course, Jerry had that one race that he missed with Daytona, but he's slowly starting to catch the back of the field.
What happened there, Michael?
I didn't put a throwaway lineup in there. I did not put a throwaway lineup in there. I was actually trying to gain some ground that I'd done lost. As I had Ryan Blaney, Michael McDowell, Josh Berry, Chase Elliott, and Denny Hamlin. And then I had Harrison Burton, which I started Harrison. Realized very quickly that he was in the 30s, so I pulled him. Then in my battles, I had Chase Elliott over Busher. I had Michael McDowell over Ryan Preece, won that one. And then Brad Keselowski versus Christopher Bell. I thought for sure Christopher Bell would have had a better race than he did. Lost that one. And then, of course, Carson Hocevar versus Josh Berry. I had Josh Berry and won that one. So I had Chase Elliott. Could have got one more spot above Busher. I would have passed Matt.
Not quite.
Well, if it had gave me my 10 points and it put me at 81.
Well, yeah, but see, the problem is I had the same thing as you.
Okay. Well, then he
So,
would have beat me.
yeah, see, so I had Ryan Blaney, I had Chase Elliott, I had Christopher Bell, I had Chase Briscoe, and I had Denny Hamlin in my lineup. So I did well. Kyle Busch I had in the garage. He stayed in the garage. I did not pull him out of there. He had a rough night at Bristol. On my matchups, it was the same thing. I picked Chase over Busher. Lost that one because Busher finished 7th and Chase finished 8th. I had McDowell beating Priest. I won that one. I had Bell beating Keselowski. Lost that one. And then I had Barry beating Hosafar. Won that one. No problem. So, overall, you and I, it wasn't a throwaway lineup that I think either one of us had, but I knew I had to start Denny Hamlin. I had this gut feeling I wasn't going to start him. I didn't have him in my lineup until about an hour before the race, and I just had a gut feeling where it was like, I better start him. I got a feeling about him today, and it was a good thing I did.
I should have known better not to have Brad Keselowski in there.
Yeah.
And I should have known better than to pick Bell over Keselowski in the battle because Brad's pretty decent at Bristol.
Well, and the whole thing is with the way the tires worked out, look at the top 3. Hamlin, Martin Truex Jr., Brad Keselowski. 3 of the veteran drivers of the series that know what tire management's all about.
And I almost put Ty Gibbs in there, but I'd used him already, and I'm trying to save him.
Anyway, so yay, I'm in the points lead when it comes to fantasy. I'll see if I can keep it up this week, but I went with a bit of a risky lineup here for COTA. So we're gonna get into it here right now. Michael, we're going into the first short road course of the season. Worst road course we race on. Don't at me because I'm gonna tell you that it's still the worst road course. I would rather go to the Roval than this place. I'll be open. All right, Michael. Who are you thinking this weekend is somebody you got to look at?
Well, the obvious SVG.
Oh, yeah.
The second, Tyler Reddick. And AJ Allmendinger. I mean, he did win Indy.
Yeah. Who are your other 2?
Austin Cindric and Michael McDowell. And I've also got Ross Chastain in there.
Ah, damn it. You're not going to believe this.
Same lineup.
Close. Real close. So here's my current lineup. Now, this could change after qualifying, but this is my current lineup. I got SVG in there. I got Reddick in there. I got Ross Chastain in there. I got Michael McDowell in there. And I got AJ Allmendinger in there starting. Garage driver, I put Ty Gibbs in the garage.
That's a good pick.
So
I would almost pick Ty Gibbs over AJ Allmendinger.
Almost. The thing that's got me worried is I went 2 colleague cars and they have not shown great speed, but this is a road course.
I just feel like AJ, he's going to run good, but there's going to be at some point in the race where he's going to throw it away.
Well, I don't know, though, because you know what? He was in position to win there that one year that Chastain won until that little dust up there between him, Bowman, and Allmendinger, the 3 of them, right? And he got dumped in that deal.
Willie said, Gilliland, I have that in my throwaway lineup just for the fact that he will get you some points. My throwaway lineup is still SVG because you're not going to get to use him but just a handful of races, so burn him.
He's guys, let's put it honest. He's your must start this weekend. If you don't put him in your lineup, you're nuts.
My other throwaway driver is Justin Haley because you're only going to use him, but 4 times this year and at super speedways. Gillen, because he's going to run well here. He has every time he's been there. Austin Dillon, because you're probably never going to use him again. Hemrick, because you're probably never going to use him again. And Harrison Burton will probably run fair, but he's not going to get you a whole lot of points. But where are you going to use him? If you're in position to get a bad weekend, burn them drivers. You're not going to need them anywhere else.
If you're looking to save drivers for later in the season, that's your lineup. Absolutely, that's your lineup. I mean, I'm looking at my lineup. I'm looking at my current lineup right now. 3 of my current drivers that I got in my current lineup I haven't started yet this year. I'm saving guys, and I'm definitely saving guys. What'd you do on your matchups? Busch versus Hamlin.
Hamlin.
I went Hamlin too.
And then
Reddick over Larson.
Reddick.
All
day.
Yep. Chastain versus Suarez.
Chastain.
Yeah, Suarez is good on road courses too, but I think Chastain's got a better shot here at this point. This is the one I debated. Bowman versus Cindric. And I went Bowman.
Just for the fact that Cindric is a better road racer than Bowman is why I went that way.
But Bowman has run really well.
He has ran good here.
Yeah. So I went Bowman. I was like, well, I think I got a good feeling about him.
But I also go back to the first time that they ran and it was raining. Cindric led a good portion of that race too.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what the forecast is for this weekend. I didn't even look.
I don't have a clue.
Don't have a clue. So, all right, here is NASCAR.com's good bets. Tyler Reddick. Well, he won last year. He's finished in the top 10 in all three COTA races, and has won 3 of the last 10 road course races. You got the starts, guys. You need to start them. I'll be honest with you. If you got the starts with him, you need to start him. Another one, and the same thing, Ross Chastain. First career win came at COTA, and he's finished top 5 in all 3 COTA races. My deal with Ross is like, if you're not planning on saving him for other starts down the road, or you're in a position like me where I haven't started him yet this year, start him. He's going to do you good. Avoid Denny Hamlin. Best finish at COTA is 14th. Only one top 10 on a road course in the last 12 races, and he's only won on a road course once.
Yeah, he's been terrible.
Yeah. You don't run Denny Hamlin at a road course. If you're going to do that, thank you for the throwaway of your pick.
I disagree with this next one.
Yeah, well, yeah, Bubba.
Because he's gotten better.
Well,
he's put a lot of work in.
Best finish at COTA is 37th. They've ran there 3 times, and the best he's finished is 37th.
Well, he's had some bad luck. He's lost a tire. He's got ran over.
His average finish is 38.
38.
And only 2 top 10s and 27 road course starts.
You could burn him if you want to.
You could burn him. If it's me, I'm saving him for the super speedway still, or the intermediates, because he's been pretty good there this year. Your sleeper, which is an interesting one, is Chris Buescher. Worst finish in the last 11 road course races is 11th. Not bad.
But
and he finished 8th at COTA. But to me, Buescher is going to be a better bet at another racetrack. It's not. I get what they're saying, but it's not a guy that I would recommend that you guys start. That would be my own personal opinion. I wouldn't start that one for sure.
So you're not a fan of COTA?
Not even a little bit. Not even a little bit. The track, here's my deal with it, Michael. When I look at the track, there's too much technicality for stock cars at this racetrack. There's too many technical corners. For whatever reason, I always found, if you want to put on a good race for a road course at a NASCAR style car, you need to go and say to yourself, how do I build something like Watkins Glen? Because it does seem like the faster the cars go, the better the race is. When it's super technical and everything like that, I don't know. I just don't think they put on a great show.
I think it's been decent. It's not been the greatest. I would like to see more, I don't know, grouped up instead of when it gets spread out. It's like any other race. It sucks.
We've got the new short track road course package again this weekend. I'll have to see how that plays out. I'm sure that there's going to be, everybody's going to be watching that too. But I don't know why, Michael. I've got this feeling about this race this weekend. I think somebody's going to be pulling a Christopher Bell at Phoenix. Somebody's just going to have a rocket ship.
Now, last year's the race that we had that was just an absolute black eye to NASCAR, wasn't it?
Yeah,
on them restarts.
It was pretty bad.
Yeah,
they have moved the restart zone at COTA. It's now just outside of turn 20 versus being closer to the start finish line. They put the restart zone just outside of turn 20. So now that whole front straightaway, they can restart, and it's going to be chaos.
I wish they wouldn't have done that.
Well, they're trying to prevent the big freaking pileup of going into turn.
I mean, they did the same thing at Indy too by removing it.
So it's probably going to stop some of the pileups that they were having at turn 1 because it was pretty bad there last year. They were just piling into each other, scoring one another, and breaking toe links. And oh man, it was pretty bad. Anyway, Michael, if there is anybody watching, which I don't think there is at the moment, but if there is anybody watching who wants to join our fantasy league,
you can join our league by looking up Reading Racing Media. I'll post that in the comments. It's not too late to join. You are, what race are we in?
7, I think now, isn't it?
Yeah.
Race 7 of the season. Just 7. This is 7. So
we do have a playoff. It'll reset during the playoff, so that gives you a chance to win it.
Everybody gets reset in the playoffs, so could be interesting.
We wanted 15 people. If we got 15, we was going to pay some money. We'll still do a trophy for what we have now. So, join us. It's fun.
Absolutely. But I'm planning on keeping my crown at this point. So
don't let him fool you.
Yeah, Michael's looking for redemption. So, and Willie, don't forget to set your lineup. But I ain't reminding you anyway. So this is your one and only reminder.
I'll tell you what, I will remind him. He better have that bracket filled out. That's meaningless this year to me. He's got one team in the NCAA tournament. I've got none.
Yeah, Arkansas didn't make her this year.
It's been a bad year.
I'll say.
But
all right, guys. Well, I think we're going to call it an early show tonight. Tune in next week. We're going to do a recap of COTA. Hopefully we get some decent racing there for a change. I'm not holding my breath because if I did, I'm pretty sure I'd pass out. And
we will have trivia next week. We'll bring it back next week.
Didn't have any good questions for this week. At least any questions that would be stumpers for you guys.
Yeah, it's just too early for COTA to have any trivia.
Says just his bracket's filled out, so you're good.
Yeah, he says on the baseball, but guess who's got the number one baseball team in the country? I'm listening.
Ooh, Pig Suey.
That's right.
And we're going to do a Richmond preview as well. I wish we didn't go to Richmond anymore. It's just about as bad as Phoenix. That's my own opinion.
Which it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad. That last race we had last year.
It still wasn't. It wasn't that great. I have to say, I'll be honest with you there, Michael. I'm of the opinion that Richmond is also at that got to be repaved stature. I mean, one thing, and we'll just mention this here quick, guys, is that I know, and I don't know if you saw it or not, Michael, about the testing that they did at Wilkesboro on the new pavement.
I haven't read anything. I have seen videos, though.
Apparently, the trucks got it burned in the day before the Cup guys did their testing. Cup guys did their testing. Apparently, the second groove came in during testing.
Well, they're on the new pavement, so
even with the fresh repave, the second groove they said towards the end of the test started to come in to race it.
I wish they would have waited on that, but
well, hey, we didn't have a second groove last year.
That's true.
So if we have a second groove this year, that's going to be better racing.
The only thing I got to add, Matt, is again, guys, if you're out there, you own a business, you can message this page, you can message the new page, or you can message me personally. It's $50 for 2 months worth of advertisement on this show. You get 2 shows a week. Starting tomorrow, we'll do the Announcer Mike Racing podcast with my guest that's coming on tomorrow. On top of that, with the money that you pay for that goes to the Bobby Huns Black Rock Speedway, you'll also get your name announced at the track as well. I'll take all the money. I'll give it to Tyler. Tyler disperses it how he wants to do it with the purses. So $50 for 2 months worth of advertisement. You can't even pay that on here. And if you do, you're probably going to get scammed like we did when I tried to boost the post to whatever. But you can't pay that for radio advertisement. You dang sure ain't going to get that for TV advertisement. And you're probably not going to get that at a bigger track. So just doing what little bit I can to help. $50 for 2 months. It's a heck of a deal.
All right, guys, we're going to call it a night. Thanks for tuning in. We will see you. I will see you next week. Michael will see you tomorrow on the first Announcer Mike Racing podcast of the season. Have a good one.
Sir. See y'all.
This was a Reading Racing Media production. Thanks for watching. We hope you enjoyed the show. Be sure to like and subscribe our Facebook and YouTube channel under the Announcer Mike Racing podcast. We will be back next Tuesday night at 8 Central. See you then.